because he. Oh, don't worry. Sorry. No worry. I wanted a second thing to raise myself higher. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday Night's Thoughts and Talk with Coach Wendy Hazel. I am Coach Wendy Hazel. I am, if you now see me for the first time, you watch my videos for the first time, you hop across me for the first time, welcome. I trust that the things that I share would have value for you, would be beneficial for you, will help someone you know. Okay, so welcome. Hop on in, invite a friend, invite someone to join us tonight. All right, tonight is kind of special. I just waiting. Why is the Facebook behind? Okay, tonight is special. Hi, Nadine. Hi. Okay, I'm seeing Facebook lagging behind, but I trust it's going to be okay. And you guys going to be seeing. I have it set up so nicely that I'm seeing everybody tonight. So we're here on Facebook. I'm also live on YouTube. I'm in live also in my Facebook groups. There are like 3 groups. I'm live as well. So wherever you are, good evening. And happy to have you. I'm glad, to find some time to log on tonight, right? Somebody's saying good evening to you. Glad to find some time to log on tonight. Awesome. Okay, so hopping in for the first time, I want to encourage you to, if the things I hear as you listen, you like it, I encourage you to like. If you over there on YouTube, to subscribe, so that others will get to hear and see it as well. Okay, others will get to hear and see it as well. And so, welcome. Invite somebody, text somebody quickly, and say, "Hey, jump on in. Wendy's on tonight." And so there's some things I want to share. But before I say that, if you're watching this on the replay, I want to just encourage you to put hashtag replay so I know that you dropped by. If you're here tonight, feel free to say hi, drop a link, something. I want to acknowledge you and appreciate you. Okay. So tonight, there's something I want to share, but I think I'm going to hold off to share it because I want persons to be in to hear that. I did say there's something special I want to share with you, and indeed, there's something special I want to share with you. Some news I want to give to you guys. You are my people, those who follow me, right? Those who follow. So good night. Hop on in. Hi, Mandessa. Good night. Yay, Guyana flag. Welcome. If you're watching from Guyana, happy to have you. Okay. So, yeah, just say hi, say good night. And if it's on the replay, put a hashtag replay there, and I'll get to know that you passed by. Okay. I trust you guys had a great Thanksgiving. We just came out to that Thanksgiving season. I know Thanksgiving, the last Thanksgiving there, that's in the US, and other people had theirs at different dates and times. But you had Thanksgiving, you had Black Friday, the shopping Friday, Black Friday, right? Black Friday. I've never been out on a Black Friday to any store. Never. I don't like the crowds. But if you want and you got bargains, kudos to you. if you got bargains, right? And then we had Small Business Saturday. And then yesterday was Cyber Monday. So there were some bargains or stuff that you might be looking for. Okay. So I trust that you had that. Okay, Mandessa, what's that? Is that saying that you're sleepy? You're lying in bed and you're just saying good night? Okay, so hop on in. Okay. I don't know if you heard, but Merriam-Webster Dictionary, you heard of the dictionary, they declared the word of 2022. Every year they declare a word, and that's the word of the year. And they declared the word 2022, and that word, guess what, is something I spoke about before, and people are going through it. Hey, Vanessa, good evening, good evening, good evening, right? And the word of the year is gaslighting. The word of the year for the world, declared by the Merriam-Webster Dictionary, folks, is gaslighting. Okay. And so I want to talk about this. Before I did a live some time ago talking about it, but I want to talk again because, we're growing every day. We're having new experiences every day, and we're learning things, and our eyes are opening up. I trust that we're allowing the Lord to open up our eyes, right? Every day. And so I want to share a bit about gaslighting. There's so much to share. I can't share it all in this session. And so I'm going to encourage you to join my Facebook group. It's called Empowering Your Life. Empowering Your Life. I encourage you to join that group, and I'm going to continue the teaching on this, right? I'm going to continue the teaching on it inside the group. Okay, inside the group. So if this is interesting to you and you really want to learn more, I want to encourage you to join that group. Okay, join that group because you want to learn. When the group started, I was kind of specific and was saying it's only for women who were living with or dealing with narcissistic abuse. But we have been faced with these things so much in life that I realize there are persons who may not identify and clearly say, I have that going on in my life, but there's lots of stuff that I share that you need to learn just to survive and make it through life, make it through life. A friend did an interesting post today on Facebook, and I put a comment on it, and he was talking about driving. It was to do with driving through life and how somebody may cut us off. I can't remember exactly, right? I should have really noted it. But like when you're driving down the street, you have to be so aware and careful with other drivers because of the things that they will do. They can cut you off, do things, and cause you to get hurt in an accident, right? Even though you're trying to be so careful. And when he said that, the words defensive driving came to my mind because that's what they teach in defensive driving. You must be aware of the other drivers and more or less just assume this other driver will do something stupid. And so you're prepared for it. And as he did that analogy of comparing driving down the road, the physical road, to driving the road of life, I really saw that connection, that we're going through life and we can't just be thinking, I know how to do this, I am careful, I am honest, I am true, I am loving, I am this, and expect that other drivers of life will be the same and will think the same and act the same and do the same. No. Just like we can have drivers on the street who will do things that we consider to be dumb, and like you would say, how could he do that? What was this person thinking to do that? Especially if you are on lookout on an accident, you say, what are they thinking? Why did they do that? That's on the physical road. It's like the same in the road of life. It's like the same. You look on and you see persons end up in an accident, or on their own without somebody else. They drive themselves off the cliff or off the side of the road, or they weren't paying attention to their car. In this case, it's our body, and the puncture. God forbid that the oil in the engine runs dry. And I thought that was such a great analogy, right? Such a great analogy. So I just wanted to share that with you guys too, to think about life similar to like when we're driving down the street in our vehicle. In life, our vehicles, our body, our mind, our soul, our spirit, and our physical body, right? And we going along, and everybody's not like us. We may have the same training in the sense of you came in and you had food and water and milk and the same, fed the same things. Similar, you may have more breast milk than I did, similar kind of things, but we different, unique and different. We will act differently, and we have to, like we learn defensive driving in on the street, we have to learn a little bit of defensive driving of life. Okay, where are you prepared for what the other person may do? All right, so I want to talk about gaslighting tonight. Gaslighting. Okay, gaslighting. What is it? What is it? We hear the word go around, and sometimes we really know it, sometimes we don't know it. We think we have an idea. Some people have not heard about it, and we may think we're not experiencing it, or we're experiencing it and don't even know, don't even realize that is what we're experiencing. Okay? So, gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse that makes the victims, this is what this definition said, doubt their sanity. Another thing I want to drop with you tonight. I am working on stop using the word victim and using the word target. So gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse that makes the target of that abuse doubt their sanity. When we find ourselves dealing with abusive persons or persons toxic and stuff, they are looking for targets, and they find easy targets or believable targets that they will direct their abuse towards. And so that's why it will make sense that this person directs their abuse and unleash their abusive behaviors or toxic behaviors on you who are close to them. And they don't do it to somebody, the person's outside who they're impressing, because they're not targets right now. You're the target. So once there's a target to satisfy that, and you're not doing anything about it, you're just taking it, they're satisfied that they have a target. Okay, so gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse that makes the target doubt their sanity. And it's hard to spot sometimes when somebody's doing that to you, because they will do small changes in their behavior to see if they can get away with it. So especially when a person meets for the first time, if you're dating for the first time, the love bombing, it's over the top. But in between that love bombing, when you look back, you will see this person did some subtle things and you kind of brush it off. You might have gotten upset. And because you're upset, they were quick to say, no, sorry, I didn't mean it that way. No, man, I don't mean. And they're quick to do everything to get you back happy. And you feel good with that. But that is just a subtle drip, drip, drip of programming. And they're looking to see how much you'll get away with it. How, goody, goody girl, goody, goody guy, goody, goody Christian, or you forgiving, please forgive me. And they will use that. And once they can get away with it later on, it just comes on full force. And by then it's kind of really painful and damaging. Okay. So sometimes it's hard to spot. And so it's so important that you learn how to spot it. And I'm going to just talk a little bit about that later on. Let me see anybody else hop in. Okay. I'm going to talk about that a little bit later on. So here is what it may feel like. Here's what it may feel like. If you're in any kind of relationship, and this can be not just intimate, you're dealing with people, right? You're dealing with people, and you're constantly feeling as if this person is walking over you, have you second guessing yourself, making you feel crazy, then you're probably a target of gaslighting. Making you doubt yourself, making you always be thinking, they say something happened, whatever they said or how they reacted, you pull back in and doubting yourself, thinking that maybe you caused this. Maybe you didn't say that. Probably that wasn't it. Doubting yourself. I'm going to give a little bit of examples a little later. Okay. You feel like if this person is always walking over you, They're doing things hurting you. You're not pleased. You talk about it. Okay, yeah, they brush it off. You may not hardly would get a direct sorry, but you get some words that brush it off, and they may ease back. But then it's happening again, and you're always being walked over, always being taken for granted. Then you want to check that might be going on. Okay. They can make you question your own reality and your own sanity. Your own reality is that what you know to be true. They can make you question that. They can make you question that. You know, I know of cases where the persons were Christians, right? Or this person was a Christian. The target was a Christian. And this is like an intimate relationship or so. And the person who's gaslighting subtly introduce and start changing interpretation of the Bible, certain scriptures, and giving meaning, a different meaning, a slightly subtle meaning to what it says. And they're saying this is what it says. And you know you've been believing a certain truth all along. It's not that all the things we believe are true. We need to search the scriptures for ourselves, right? But you know you believe in this all along. And you go back, double back, and doubt what you believe, even though it's clear in front of you what is being said, right? That person is trying to gaslight you. Okay, you're probably a target. And you may wonder where, you may not know, you may not know where did this term gaslighting come from. And there's a film, a movie called, that's the name of it, Gaslight, where the guy in the movie, the husband, he was doing these things. So they had lights on, the gaslight, and he will turn the light on or turn it off or flicker the light. And the wife, she was saying, didn't this light flicker? Didn't I see the light on? Wasn't this light on? So she started doubting reality, what she's really seeing. And then he's saying, no, that's not happening. But the whole thing was to get her to doubt her reality, because he wanted control. He wanted her to go crazy. He wanted to have a reason to say she's crazy so he can put her away and get her money. Okay. And so that's where it came from. If you get a chance to find, it's an old film from 1944, but if you get a chance to find it and watch it, you'll get an understand of how it is. It's subtly done, subtle little things, right? Things over time that that's done to make you start feeling like you're crazy. The person may even be saying that, right? The goal of gaslighting is to make you feel crazy and to confuse you. And they'll use different methods. Here are different things. They might deny something. You know something happened. You tell them, you confront them, and they deny. They said, no, that's not true. You're lying. And you know you're not. You know you're not, right? Minimization. Minimize your feelings. Like, even if you may say you're feeling some way, a certain way, you may talk about how you're feeling about something or so. They will dumb it down and say, oh, you over exaggerating. That can be how that is. Minimize your feelings rather than clock in and say, okay, was it? Tell me more, or how can I help? Or to really make your feelings real, accept it as reality that you're speaking the truth, but they'll try to minimize it, right? The other thing, you'll find manipulation. Manipulation is the name of the game, to manipulate you. That's the whole thing, the strategy and the goal, right? Manipulate. Okay. There's some other things I'm going to share with you as I go down. Who does this? People who've not experienced it, and they hear some of the stories, they will say, who does that? Why does somebody do that? Who does that? A romantic partner would do it. A boss in the office may do it. A family member, your doctor, medical professionals will do it. Religious leaders will do it. Or anybody who has some kind of position of power over you. Because remember, the name of the game is control, right? They will do it. And you may ask, how does a doctor do that? When you see it in medical professions, if that doctor has this kind of mindset that women are over emotional, irrational, super, expressive, whatever. If they have that mindset and a stereotype about a woman, when you go in talking about your symptoms and what's going on, in their mind, they're dismissing it. And then they will now be trying to tell you maybe that's not what's happening with you. Anybody ever experienced that or heard about that? Where what this dog, you go in and you know what you're feeling, but this medical professional is trying to make you think that it's something else. That's not what you're really feeling. That's gaslighting. That's gaslighting. And if it's coming from a place of stereotyping, they're stereotyping the woman. They think that you're overreacting to what's going on with them. But you and I know that when men have a little bit of pain, a little bit of something, it's a whole hula baloo, right? It's a whole hula baloo. Men have is a whole hula baloo. But when women do it, right? Vanessa says, oh my gosh, I have a friend that does that all the time. She doesn't let you finish a sentence. She tells you what you should say. All your feelings are unimportant. Yes, that's gaslighting. It's control, it's manipulation, and it's just how they think about themselves compared to you, right? And when you recognize it, you realize you're being gaslighted. Hold on to your reality and stand your truth. And probably you need to just let the person know, no, you know, kind of know, set a boundary there with that somebody like that. Okay. Please refrain sending long messages. I don't get that. Okay. Oh. Oh boy. Sorry. No, I didn't mean to put that up there. I think something else is connected to my live that is deleting the long messages. I'm sorry about that. And I have to check in with that. That's something called Streamlabs. Sorry about that. So break up your messages, Vanessa, just for now, but just for tonight. I have to look into that. I never saw that before. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, there are people who will do that, minimize your feelings and stuff, and doctors can do that. It's me being gaslit. No. Okay. Yeah, you can have it happening from a doctor or a religious leader, you know, somebody who's in authority. You come and you're trying to explain what's going on with you, and this person is kind of making you feel like if that's not really it, that's not possible, maybe something else happening with you, you know. Are you sure? It's okay to check in with somebody and see if, you know, help them to express it better. But when somebody keep coming over, are you sure? You sure that's what's happening? Maybe that's not what the person's saying and stuff. I know I did that in the past, not realizing. But you're messing with that person's mind and making them doubt reality. The first place we saw this is in the Garden of Eden when Satan approached Eve. That was some gaslighting went on there to make her doubt the reality of what God said, and then to do what he wanted her to do. Right? That's the first and probably the biggest example we have that we can really hold on to, that indeed we know that happened. Okay? So gaslighting is often used by narcissists and sociopaths. That's one of their big strategies. Early in the game, they do that. Before the abuse gets to that state where you recognize this is violence or domestic violence or any kind of abuse, they're already starting to gaslight you from early in the game. You're being gaslighted. You go on a new job, that person is narcissistic or sociopathic, God forbid, but you're going to be gaslight early, right? You're going to be gaslit early, right? It's a common tactic they use to control and manipulate the victims, to get you to like them, get you to praise them, whatever it is, right? It's a form of mental torture that can gradually wear down your sense of self, leave you feeling confused, anxious, completely unable to trust even your own judgment. So somebody who is being gaslit a lot and has been dealing with it a lot, after time, they don't even want to make a judgment. They don't even want to make a decision or a call. They always want to let somebody else also kind of affirm them, or let somebody else make the decision. Pass the decision making to somebody else because you've been gaslit and beaten down to the place where you don't even trust your own judgment, right? And so those are, that's something that you can look for, see if it's happening, if you're in that, or it's happening to somebody you know, right? And they can help them with that. Okay. The confusion, the anxiety, of course, depression comes in after a time as well. So don't let somebody else control your reality. Stand up for yourself and take back your power. Not so easy, but with help, you can do that, right? Not so easy, but with help, you can do that. Okay. Now, what are some signs you can look for if you think that you're dealing with this? It's important to be aware of some of the signs, some of the flags, right? I can't share all tonight. I have a lot to share. And like I said, I'm encouraging you to join my private Facebook group, Empowering Your Life. That's the name of the group. And join there. And I'm going to continue my teachings in there. Okay, I'm going to continue my teachings in there. So some signs to look for. Let me see which ones I'm going to share with you. Okay, the person doing something or saying something and then turn around and say they never said that or they never did that. And you know you heard it and you know you saw them do it. It's lying. It's deception. But when it's a pattern, the person is doing it over and over to you, it's gaslighting. There are times when people would lie to escape, wiggle themselves out of something, a situation now and again. They may come back and say, look, I apologize, I lied, that wasn't, that never really happened. But when somebody's gaslighting you, they will never apologize and admit that's not what happened. They'll continue to say you got it wrong, right? They'll continue to say you got it wrong, even when you have clear evidence, right? By constantly lying and changing their story, oh my goodness, and making false accusations. Somebody who is gaslighting you has made you a target. You'll get lies. You'll get lies. And this does not mean it only happens out in the world. You have Christians who will do it as well, right? Because remember, their focus is not on them lying and sinning. Their thing is on messing with your mind, manipulating your mind so that you're under their control, right? And so you'll get a lot of lies. You'll get them changing their story. They tell you this today, and then a couple of days later, you're saying something and they're talking, you're hearing it different. You say, but Tuesday, you told me that. They're going to tell you you're lying. I never said that. This is what it is. And then 2 days later, they'll come back and tell you the story of Tuesday, which you were saying. You see how that's crazy making, right? They will do that, right? That's what they do. Signs to look for when they're changing their story on you and then turn around and make false accusations. People in domestic violence situations know that you get a false accusation that you're cheating or you have somebody and you know that's not so. Crazy making, right? They're trying to do that. So watch for that. False accusations coming at you a lot. You're in a, that you're being gaslit. You're being gaslit, and that's a toxic relationship, right? And it's not good for you, right? It's not good for you. If you're in a relationship where somebody's gaslighting you, it can be difficult to tell what's real and what's not. So you start to listen, you don't even know what to believe. That's some crazy making in your head. You don't know what to believe, right? That's some crazy making there too. Okay. If you feel like if you're always walking on eggshells, you always got to be careful. You always got to be on that. That's not healthy, right? That's not healthy. There's a twilight zone effect when you're being gaslit after a time. The targets, I call them targets. Different things, you'll call them victims, right? You'll hear them talking like if it's surreal, like something happened. This person did something, what they did. You're left in shock, like surreal. Is this really happening? Did he really do that to me? Did he really say that? Right? Is this really happening? Right? So it's called the twilight zone effect. That person's left there. So you find you're talking with somebody who is in that twilight zone effect and they know something happened, but like they're finding every excuse, for them it's not excuse, but everything else to make themselves believe this thing that happened. So the reality gets messed up there, right? The reality gets messed up. Another sign is the language they use. The word crazy happens a lot. Oh, you're a crazy A or B or C, whatever. You're a crazy woman. You're just crazy. You're out of your mind. Something is wrong with you. What's wrong with you? You're crazy. You hear that crazy word a lot. You might be told that you're exaggerating, you're blowing things up, right? Look for that. look for this. This is another one I'm going to share. Like I said, I have many to share, but I'm going to share it inside the private group much more. That cycle of cold, warm, cold behavior. They're warm today, they're cold tomorrow. They're nice with you today. Oh, my lovely wife. Oh, my whatever. Oh, my friend. Oh, my, this is my best worker. This is my best supervisor. And then a little while after, a day, maybe a week, you want to know they're cold, they're not talking with you, give you the cold treatment, you want to know what you've done wrong. But that's manipulation of your mind, because now you're thinking, what happened? What happened? You don't even know what to do, right? It throws you off balance mentally. And so just, get to that. There's withholding, there's countering, there's blocking and diverting, there's trivializing, there's forgetting, denial, different things they use, right? That I can share some more inside. And so if you feel that you are a target of it, you need to get help. Find someone to talk with. Don't think that you can handle this on your own and have a better life and repair yourself. It doesn't work that way, right? Pride may make you want to not want to talk to somebody. You may not trust people, because when you're dealing with this, that's what happens. You don't know who to trust, right? But I would say find a trusted friend, find or a family member, somebody you can trust, who will understand too, who will believe you, right? Who will believe you. And that's a trial and error thing, right? It's a trial and error thing, because you may think this person trusts you as your friend and everything, but they don't believe you, because that person probably got into their head already, right? Or the thing is so unbelievable, they think that indeed probably something is wrong with you. You don't want to keep in that person's space, because that's more crazy making for you, more mental, right? And there's a whole stuff I'm going to share again in the private group about the mental effect on you when you have been gaslit, right? You are affected mentally, and I want to share that as well. So that you know, right? So find somebody, get a coach, you can reach out to me. I'm available, right? I have been trained to work with persons who dealing with that. From my own experience, I am a survivor of this same thing, right? I am a survivor, a conqueror, a overcomer of this same thing. I've walked this road, right? So I'm able to share from that aspect as well. Okay. So I trust that this has been helpful. I trust it's been helpful. I want to, what I want to share with you guys tonight is that this has been great, but tonight is the last night I am going live. Tuesday nights, Thoughts and Talk, here on Facebook, my Facebook page. Actually, Tuesday nights, Thoughts and Talk, this is the last night of it. I'm doing different things. I'm preparing for some different and new things next year, right? And so I'm encouraging you to join the Facebook group. Join the Facebook group, Empowering Your Life. Inside there, I will go live. It will not be a Tuesday night once a week, it will be more regular, and I'll be teaching stuff. I will be sharing what I'm doing more inside there, okay? So I encourage you to join the group. Empowering Your Life, okay? Empowering Your Life. Hop in there and join the group. In there, I'll be going there. But tonight, this is the last night I'm going live on Facebook with Tuesday nights, Thoughts and Talk. I may pop up, right, with some other lives to share stuff that's on my mind, but wouldn't be this every Tuesday night. Tuesday night and other nights and other day times and other stuff is going to be happening inside the private Facebook group. Okay. And there's a reason why I'm going into that group too, because the things I have planned for next year, the programming I'm having for next year, those who are members of my group, of my community, will get special pricing, special privileges, special bonuses, extra stuff, right? If you're in the community, because you have been exposed to some of the stuff that I've been teaching, okay, as well. So that is what I wanted to share that tonight. I enjoyed being with you guys on Facebook. I enjoyed you hopping in. I enjoyed all your comments and, your things that your private comments as well. But if you like what I've been sharing, my topics, it's all around emotional abuse, narcissism, women being hurt, helping women to come out of that zone and emerge from that zone, and to be who God created you to be and walk in your divine calling and purpose and identity, that's what I'm about. And that's what's going to be happening in that group, right? That's what's going to be happening in the group. Okay, guys. So next, in the 12th, 14th, and 16th of December, I'm having another challenge workshop around emotional boundaries, understanding ourselves, how to set emotional boundaries, how to respond and deal with persons who do things like this, like try to gaslight us, right? The right way to communicate it. We can talk and respond, but then we'll see sometimes they still do it or somebody else is still doing it to us. Learning how I must communicate. How do I share that? What do I say? Right? What do I say? And then what do I do for me? Right? That is happening in a workshop that's coming up December 12th, 14th, 16th, and it's at 7 p.m. The last one I had was really good. Women lives were game changer, right? Especially when we learn how we self-sabotage and get out of our own way, stop self-sabotaging, right? Sabotaging ourselves, learning how to do that. That was great, but that one was in the middle of the day. That one was, I think, 1 o'clock or so. I did that. This one here in the week, the 12, 14, 16 will be at 7 p.m. Again, there will be replays, but like the feedback from the others is that what goes on in the life, how we break up into groups and how the stuff we do, it's not the same when you watch the replay. You watch the replay, you miss out on that part, right? Which the women really, really enjoyed. So I'm doing this one now at 7 p.m. Look out for the post. I'm going to post it and give you the link where you can hop in and register and grab your seat. Grab your seat. If you're in the group, you remember the group, you're getting, like I said, special pricing. Is not the same as the public, somebody who's not in the group, right? Special pricing, special bonuses happening in there. Okay. Okay. You're welcome, Nadine. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it so much. I wonder if my Mandessa fell asleep. I just love her little, what do you call that? A gif. I love that. Good night. Her head is in the pillow and she's just waving her hand. I'm listening, but she's probably still there. Okay, thank you, Vanessa, for being here. All of you who participate. And then if you're watching, just remember to like these videos and to subscribe on the YouTube channel and to just share it with others, right? So that they too get to be set free in their mind and their soul, set free so that they can really serve the Lord and be who God created them to be. You can be who God created you to be. These things hinder us. We don't flow. It's just impossible to flow, right? I think there's something in the Psalms. I can't remember Psalm when it says to the children of Israel, how can we sing the songs of Zion in a strange land? You're in a strange place. That's not where God, the space God wants you to be. And it's not always physical, right? You can make these shifts mentally, emotionally, even though persons are still around. So like, for example, on a job, you have a boss who's like that. But by knowing how to communicate, by knowing how to set the boundaries for you, you're able to put up that boundary and find your peace. You get peace and you can flow even though it's there because you learn how to do that disconnect. That's that person. This is me. Inside our programs, that's what you learn to do. So next year, I have some stuff coming up. There's that. There's this one in December. Next year is my full 12-week Enlighten to Emerge coaching program. There's a group coaching program, Enlighten to Emerge. I teach so much in there. And with that enlightenment, we do transformation coaching. Coaching is happening and you emerge a totally different person, right? You cannot come out the same after passing through those exercises and that work. You get community, you get a pod, you get a few women, just small bit, 3 to 5 who you connect with. And those pods go on for lifetime, right? Who you connect to if you want, who you can connect with and learn from and grow with, right? That's a 12-week program. And that is like super. You really want to be thinking about that too. And I have a conference, an Emerge conference planned for next year, June. Okay, get into the group. Somebody said all roads lead to Empowering Your Life Facebook group. Yes, get into the group because lots is going to be happening in there. Okay. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you for being here. Hi, Jennifer. Good night. Good night. Thank you for hopping by. Thank you for being here. And just like and share. Okay. Thanks. Bye. Good night. Good night, Vanessa. Good night. Good night, guys.